Happy Monday, everybody. I am Mindy, and I've got Miss Debbie joining me, and we're with Quilting Mayhem. And today we're going to talk about quilting rulers.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you get people, they come in and they go, I want to know about quilting rulers, and that becomes this, like, huge topic. And then we have to specify, are you talking rulers for cutting fabric? Those kinds of things, or are you talking actually for machine quilting? So today we're only going to talk about machine quilting type rulers, all right? So
Yes.
you're not cutting fabric with these, any of that kind of stuff. This is just to take your machine quilting maybe to the next level. So if you struggle with free motion, like maybe I do, these might be a helpful tool for you because they give you a little more stability, which I like. And of course, Miss Debbie is like our queen of rulers. So what is your favorite part?
Oh gosh. So my favorite part about quilting with rulers is it makes you look like you're an amazing quilter without having to be an amazing quilter.
You are an amazing quilter. But yes, you know, it is nice because they do come in, you know, all different shapes. You can have straight ones and curvy ones and leaves and, you know, all kinds of fancy designs. So it will help you get to that level of like, okay, I'm not just doing swirls. I can make clamshells now, and I can make feathers.
Feathers, right? We practice on feathers because I can't do them to save my life. And I've had an educator tell me you have to practice, you have to practice. I'm like, okay, I will do that. So
yes, and that is a thing, yes.
Yeah.
For sure, no matter what. Like, rulers aren't going to be the magic wand and everything's amazing the first time out. Remember this. Remember, all things sewing, nothing's perfect the first time, so don't come at us and go, oh, I got rulers, and it's not perfect the first time. It does take practice. Everything does. But that was something wise, you know, from educator of like, just do like 10 minutes a day. Just sit down 10 minutes, you know, do some practice to get more comfortable because it is repetition.
Really. And I just know though with rulers, it just makes it so much nicer. So you can use ruler work on your home sewing machine. You can do it on a long arm. And so we're just going to kind of go over just your basic tips on when using rulers.
Yes.
So the very first thing that you absolutely 100% have to have is a ruler foot.
Oh, yes.
If you're going to do ruler work, you have to have a ruler foot. And that's whether it's with the long arm or domestic.
And domestic machines, you know, you can check and see if that manufacturer has one. So like Bernina has, they have a really nice one that's adjustable. You know, but if you're not sure, check with your dealer. Or what's nice is Westerly has an option. So they have made ruler work feet that will work for all different kinds of models, and we have a lovely chart that we can look at your machine and know whether it is what they call a low shank or a high shank. So, Debbie.
And there's even, so gosh.
Let's talk low shank, high shank.
Low shank, high shank, that it really kind of is what it sounds like. So low shank rulers are going to be thinner, and then your high shank rulers are going to be a little thicker, and then your long arms are even thicker. And so you do not want to use a high shank ruler when you have a low shank foot or low shank machine. And if you're not sure what your machine is, as Mindy stated, we do have a chart and we can figure that out for you.
Yes.
So it's really crucial. Now, I have some customers who come to me and say, I saw these rulers at a show and I bought them, and then they weren't the right thickness for their machine. So again, we can help you out with that.
Yes, make sure that you are checking. And what is nice is a lot of companies, their packaging usually is color coded, or it at least tells you on it.
Yeah.
You know, Westerly is fabulous because they do color code theirs. And they also have low shank, high shank, and I do believe they also carry some long arm ones, which is nice.
Oh, so
look,
right
Debbie's
here,
got examples.
on their low shank, they typically color code that with red, and the high shank is color coded with blue, and then your long arm is color coded with black. So that's just what they're packaging But let me bring these rulers.
I was going to say,
up
you
here
can really tell
and
the
show
difference in that thickness of ruler and why that's important. So each ruler has its own thickness.
I don't know if you can see that very well, but the difference in
Hopefully.
those. And then you take the long arm.
That thing's chunky.
So that's even thicker. So just, you want to make sure.
Yes, because what will happen if you have the wrong ruler, or if you try to take your cutting ruler, you're like, oh, I just want a straight line real quick, and I'm going to just try my regular ruler. Oh my God. Your foot, it's going to hop over that ruler. Everything's going to slam down because your ruler's going to slide underneath there, and it's going to be ugly. And you're going to be calling us and calling Andy and crying because you've thrown everything out of alignment, whether it's a domestic or a long arm.
Yeah.
It will be bad. So the whole purpose is that that foot is going to run across that ruler. The ruler's going to run across that foot as that guide. So if you have the wrong thickness, that foot, it's just going to come over.
Yeah. And a lot of times with your machine, that foot hops. So with that hopping, if you have, let's say, a low shank or a high shank, and it hops, that thinness of that low shank ruler will go right underneath that foot. We've had that happen with customers, and it's not pretty. So
it's not fun. But
yeah.
Things to know. So on your domestic machine, what's nice is really all you need, so you need your ruler foot, your domestic ones, not the long arm ones.
Yep.
And then you need your whatever slide-on tray table. And I would suggest if you don't have a large slide-on tray for your machine, whatever brand it is, you potentially want to invest in maybe a sew steady table or something bigger, because you're talking quilting. You want a bigger surface area so that you have room to lay your rulers down, all those kinds of things. And of course, if you need a sew steady, call us, we can help you with that. But you want to make sure you have a lot of surface area. But your domestic machine, slide-on table, should work depending on what you've got, what brand you have. All right. Long arms, you have to get essentially a clip-on tray.
Yes.
All right, and it'll just hook on the throat of your machine, snaps on, and it gives you that wider, flatter surface. Because a long arm, generally all it has is the throat, right?
Which is this thickness right here. That is all you have. 100%. You need a ruler base if you're going to do rulers on the long arm.
Yes, because the whole point is you're trying to make sure that that ruler is supported all the way across, or you're going to have wonky, tipsy, all kinds of things. So there are essential components if you're going to start doing ruler work, right?
Absolutely.
It is an investment, but if you're going to do a lot of them, they are very important.
Yeah.
And you can really make your quilting look really cool and amazing.
So nice. Yeah.
So.
There are so many different rulers. We have a template set. There's 6 rulers in it, so it gives you a really good variety. And this is, again, the low shank, the high shank for your domestic machine. You do want to be careful thinking you're going to use a long arm ruler on your domestic, because sometimes they're much longer, and that's not going to fit in the bed of your machine. So, again, we do have these, and then we have other shapes and sizes. This is Amanda Murphy's rulers. Those are really nice.
Yes, if you follow Amanda Murphy, we've got some of her rulers, and she always does a lot of really good videos. We have Angela Walters. We have some of her rulers too, and she always does a lot of lovely videos for long arm quilting. So if you're looking long arm style, we've got those, and of course we've got the handy quilter ones. We've got the Bernina kit. They have a full kit of rulers that you also can do with your Bernina Q series, and of course long arm rulers. It doesn't matter. Like if you buy a handy quilter ruler, it'll work on your Bernina. Don't worry. We won't tell.
Right.
No quilt police. We won't tell if you move it to a different machine. It's okay as long as you're going with a long arm ruler for your long arm and your domestic ruler for your domestic. That is the biggest key piece, I think, with rulers.
Well, and what's nice about the Bernina 72 foot, it's height adjustable, but you can use this on the Q series and your domestic machine. So with this, for domestics, they do recommend high shank. I had some low shank rulers that I had purchased, and I can still use those with my Bernina 72 foot, as well as I have a long arm, and sometimes I want to use some of my long arm rulers. I can use long arm rulers with my 72 foot.
Just make sure you adjust it. It has
Yep.
a little spinning wheel on the side that will raise and lower that foot. If you
Yeah.
didn't know, that's the magical trick. They have quite a few adjustable feet now, which I think is amazing.
Yes.
But yes, there's just that little dial. So make sure it's not that you just put it on and it goes. Make sure you adjust it
Yeah.
and lower it down or raise it up so that it is fitting snug against that ruler. Don't do bad
Now,
things.
if this is the first time you've heard about ruler and doing ruler work, we offer a class monthly right now, and it's Ruler Work 101. You can check our website and sign up for that. And it is on the domestic machine, and we will get some for the long arm on our calendar.
Yes, and so just go to quiltingmayhem.com, click classes, you can go find it, or you can go to the search bar and type in ruler work, and that will pop up, and you'll get to have a class with lovely
Yay.
Miss Debbie. But, you know, understand that what you teach in the basics of 101, a lot of that will transfer over
Oh,
to
absolutely.
your long arms, because
Yeah.
she's showing you the basics of how the rulers work, how you set them up, those kinds of things. You just go bigger scale once you're on a long arm. And it is nice that a lot of the rulers do come with different markings on them,
Yep.
those kinds of things, because I'm sure some of you asked, like, how do you know how to keep a straight line? All those kinds of things. And you will learn that in Debbie's class.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of information. But they do. They give you all kinds of fun markings so that you can make sure that things stay straight and the way you want to go. And all of a sudden your quilting is not going downhill, because that's what I would do.
Yeah.
Knowing me, if I tried to do a straight line without markings, bad things would happen.
Right.
But all those questions can be answered, of course, in the lovely class that Debbie does. She's been doing it for long
Years
time.
now. Oh my gosh.
Love it.
I love ruler work. So.
But hopefully, you know, this is kind of the hierarchy view, which we do a lot of. But, you know, we have had these questions a lot, so we thought we'd kind of tackle it and hopefully get a lot of that figured out for you so that maybe you want to try it. And of course, if you ever want a demo, come see us. Come ask. We have rulers that we can demonstrate, show you how they work, whether, you know, it's the domestic, even the sit-down long arms, those kinds of things. We can show you how they work. So you can kind of get a feel for it before you buy. You know, that try before you buy,
That's
before
right.
you commit,
Yeah.
and go down that rabbit hole of rulers. It's a long rabbit hole.
Yes.
So, did
All
you
right.
cover?
I think we pretty much, I mean, you get more information, in-depth information in the class that I teach. So this just is letting you know what rulers are, what they do, and
And
lots
don't
of fun.
forget, we do have Longarm Club also, which we have asked Amy to do a ruler session in one of the clubs. So if you didn't know we had that and you want to learn more with your long arms, we have a Bernina and a Handy Quilter Long Arm Club that both will focus on different techniques, different
Yeah.
information every month.
Yeah.
And we always encourage show and tell and those kinds of things because we love to see what you're doing with your machines. So if you're a long armor, hop in there, and that way you can kind of look at Amy in the eyes and go, hey, rulers, we want to learn rulers, because we've been working on that, but it's
So
a
much
little-
fun.
little mayhem-y around here.
Yeah.
But otherwise, as always, ask us questions. You can ask us through Facebook and Instagram, all of that. You can call us at the store. Come see us at the store. We always love to see you and talk more in person. And please make sure you are following us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and YouTube. All the mayhem, and most of them are just Quilting Mayhem. Instagram is quilting_mayhem. Doing that like, share, follow so that you're getting all our information up to date as we post them. And we hope you have a lovely day and keep on stitching.